I'm Jules Rafter, otherwise known as the Psychic Love Coach. So I'm a certified life and relationship coach, and I've been doing this for 2 decades. So a little twist is that not only am I a life and relationship coach, but I'm also a psychic medium. So when I coach people, there's a little bit of a twist. So for over 2 decades, I've helped people find love, happiness, clarity. I've also helped them connect to their loved ones on the other side. But my specialty, my passion is love and relationships. And so over a number of years, I have done this. I've guided people intuitively, and now I'm living my passion. So I want to connect with you. So I will share my spiritual insights and give love predictions for singles, for dating couples, and also for married couples every week. So stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to be answering questions from the public. So if you have questions that you've always wanted to ask a psychic medium, send them to me. If you want to know about how your loved ones are on the other side, but also if you're having issues with your relationship, if you want to know where is this going, how do I fix this, please send me a message here and send it to julesrafter@gmail.com. The email will be right here at the bottom of the screen, so don't miss out. Now, what I do want to talk about today is I want to talk about the importance of raising our vibrations and how it relates to love and relationships and attracting the right people into our lives. So we are all made up of pure energy that's constantly interacting with the energy around us. So we as people, we're energy. The universe is energy. I know, go figure. So each of us are kind of vibrating and mingling. Our energies are mingling together within this huge universe. And each of us are vibrating or humming, because it's kind of like a humming sound, our energy, at a specific frequency. And that's an individual thing. And everybody's frequency is going to be different based on their life experiences, based on what they've gone through in their lives. Now, for example, somebody who's been through a lot of trauma or a lot of sadness or grief in their life have often come out of this really healed and have gained some wisdom and have gained some insight. These people usually have a higher vibration because they've moved past the anger, the frustration, the sadness, and they've moved into healing. So their vibration is much higher, and often their circle of friends are people of much higher caliber. So our frequency or our vibration is how our own individual energy kind of interacts with all the energies out in this field, okay? So usually people who populate your world are likely to have the same frequency as you because like attracts like when it comes to vibrations. So our vibrations kind of recognize each other, and then we pull each other into our shared energy field. And that's why we attract in people that are a reflection of how we think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. And what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes when people feel unworthy or when people feel unlovable, what happens is they attract into their environment people who are not worthy of them, people who will definitely not love them, but people who will treat them as if they are unlovable. And this is a vibration that we emit on a subconscious level. People don't kind of go, ooh, look at that guy's vibration, I can feel it. But basically you can. Myself, I have over the years learned how to read people's vibration in an instant. Anybody can do it. If you ground yourself, concentrate, close your eyes, and you're talking to someone, you can really feel their energy. You just have to hear their voice. Now, what do we do in order to raise our vibrations when we keep attracting these bad people or these challenging relationships into our life? Well, first we got to clear the blockages. We got to remove the negativity. So how do you do that? Well, one, do a check. Like, are you in a state where you're continuously negative? Are you telling yourself all the time, oh, men are all idiots, they're all jerks, love is never going to happen? Really ask yourself, is this an internal dialogue that I'm having? Is this why I am attracting people into my environment? Because I'm negative and these are negative people. So we do, I call this a gratitude reboot or a fix. So basically make it a point every morning when you get up to thank the universe for everything that you have, whether this be your health, your well-being, your loved ones, your home, your job, anything that you are truly grateful for. Because if we're in a vibration of gratitude, we are raising our vibrations. And the chances are the types of people that you're going to attract in are people with higher vibrations as well, okay? So remind yourself, if you are in a bad place mentally, if you're emotionally in a really bad place, probably not a good time to go out and meet someone or to put yourself out there, because the vibration you're already putting out there is that you're like not ready to date, but you're ready to break them apart. So remember, our vibration is something we can shift, we can change, and as a result, you can attract into your universe and your reality the perfect partner, because it's usually a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Okay, so what do you do if you're already in a good place? Like, look, my mind's okay, my heart's okay, I'm still not attracting in that perfect partner. So what you want to do is you want to set an intention. And anybody can do that. You can set a mindful intention every day if you want to manifest anything specific. Okay, for an example, say you've been single for a long time and you kind of forget even what romance is about, right? You've never had any, you haven't had that connection. So your intention is you want to feel more romantic, right? Because if you forgot, if it's been that long, sometimes it's really hard to remember. So what you want to do is you want to set the intention that today I am going to be taking in the energy of a romantic connection. Energy of a romantic connection. So how do you do that? Well, first you ground yourself. And if you don't know what I mean by grounding yourself, it's about grounding your energy, anchoring it into the earth energy right here, right now. So if you've never done that before, you can imagine that there are tree roots under your feet growing into the ground, going into the core of the earth that's pulling you down, kind of just settling you like an anchor. Or you can even visualize that there's like an anchor at your waist that you throw into the earth, and it goes deep down, just grounding you there, holding you solid. Okay, that's how you ground yourself. And then I want you to open your heart. Put your hand on your heart and close your eyes and put all your attention and all your energy to right here. Once you can feel a warmth, that is your heart chakra energy that you're feeling. Okay, so open your heart, feel that energy. Take a deep breath. Okay, then I want you to enlist all of your senses. So this isn't just this mindful meditation, okay? I want you to imagine in your mind, in your body, what a romantic connection feels like. You want to actually physically feel it, you want to think it, you want to feel it emotionally as well, okay? So what do? You enlist all of your senses. What do you mean all your senses? Well, your sight, your hearing, your taste. Hi, I'm Jules Rafter from Jules, the Psychic Life Coach. This is love readings for dating couples, for married couples, and also for singles. Let's go. So today, I'm going to start with reading for singles, because, singles are out there looking for real love. And let's see. We pull out the card, friendship. Now, I know this sounds counterproductive when you say I'm single and I'm looking for friendship. But what this means is, at the heart of it, sometimes we go out, we're gung-ho on wanting to find that right person. And in our minds, we want the person we're going to marry. This is my forever person. So it's almost like you put so much intention on finding that perfect person. And when we do meet someone, if they don't fit the bill right away, then it's kind of like, oh my God, I got the wrong person. But if we go out and in our dating lives with the idea that, you know what, I'm going to create a friendship first. I'm going to get to know this person. Who are they? Because at the base of it, when you get to know someone on a friend level, you really know what they're like as a person, what their values are. Get to know them before getting blind-eyed and falling in love. There's nothing wrong with falling in love at first sight, but If you go into something not necessarily thinking, okay, every person I meet has to be my forever person, you're missing out on connections that you may make with really good friendships. Now, I'm a big believer that what we put out there is what we get back. So the energy that we put out there as a single person is usually what we attract back in. So for example, if you are a very loving, very kind person, it's a really good chance what's going to happen is you will attract in those types of people if you believe that you are loving and kind. However, if you are too focused on only finding the forever person, once again, you're missing out. You could create some really awesome friendships. And this card says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So there's always a purpose when we meet someone. They may not be your favorite person. They may not be that person that you're gonna cozy up with forever, but they may be your for now person. They may be that new friendship that you would have missed out on otherwise. So don't sell people short. Get to know them. See them as a potential friend before a potential husband or wife. All right. I hope this helps. Stay strong, dating people. Solid. Hi, I'm Jules from Jules the Love Psychic, and today I am doing a reading for dating couples. So yeah, every week I do love readings for singles. I do them also for dating couples and for married couples, but this one is for you people who are just dating and getting to know each other. So the card I have for you today is Balance. And this says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Now, when we're dating, and especially this is for the ladies, when you're dating, often we expect our partner to, do the little things, to show interest, to text us back, to call us. But it's not always about them doing it, or it's not always about us doing it. It is about finding balance. Balance doesn't mean that only one person does all the work, or that only one person receives. This is really balance, give and take, okay? Now, when it comes to wanting to feel loved, sometimes we have expectations of our partner wanting our partner to be a certain way or to act a certain way in order to make us feel loved. Well, got to find balance here, because it can't always be one person who's giving the love, one person who's giving the support, and the other person always receiving. So do your checks, ask yourself, am I asking a lot from my partner right now, or am I doing something for them? And it's not always about expecting your partner to make you happy, because that's not their job. It's your job to make yourself happy. So there's a give and take balance that we need to find when we're dating. And sometimes it's difficult because you don't know exactly where the relationship is going. So how much energy do I give? How much of myself do I put into this? Well, I'll put it to you this way. If you put in a lot of quality time and energy, you'll get it back. If it's not the right person, things won't be in sync. If it is the right person, this will make things grow and expand as a couple and as individuals. Now, balance. I know it's hard sometimes, especially when you don't know what's the outcome. Like, are we going to end up together? Is this just casual? Who knows? And I think that's usually the big question in people's minds, especially for women. They want to know, where is this going? Well, instead of worrying about where's this going, ask yourself, am I giving enough? Am I only taking from this relationship? You can ask yourselves the questions and then shift. Do something different. If it's not working, it may not be the right person, okay? And be honest with yourself. However, if it is working and there's a little bit of bumps in the roads, try to find balance. That is the message for my dating couples today. Hi, I'm Jules from Jules the Psychic Love Coach, and today I am doing a reading for married couples. Now, every week I do readings for singles, for dating couples, and also for married couples. And this is your reading for this week. Married couples, empathy. This is a big one. I think that sometimes when we live with someone for a long time and we get into this little routine, right? We get into the same old every day in, day out. We live, sleep in the same bed every night. We eat together. We do things together as a family or as a couple. And sometimes we forget about our partner's feelings, or we overstep the boundaries a little bit. empathy is really about realizing, okay, am I doing my part? Am I actually listening to my partner's feelings? Because I think sometimes when we've been with someone for a long time, we take for granted that they're going to be around, that they're going to be there, and that everything will be okay. But when we're married, it is so important to put time and energy into our couple and to remain a couple. Often when we become married, we don't date anymore. We stop doing the little things for each other. So it's important to really dig deep and have empathy for our partner. Because often we forget we've been with them too long, or we're married, we're stuck with them, and we just accept, oh, it is what it is. But instead of getting upset, instead of getting angry and letting things bottle up, instead take it from a different point of view and put yourself in their shoes. Have some empathy. If they're doing something that's annoying you, is this because this is a habit of theirs that makes them feel safe? Or is this something that they do from a past trauma or a past relationship? So empathy is so important as a couple. And also looking at both sides of the situation. Sometimes when we're in an argument, especially if we've been married for a while, we want to be right and, holding my ground. I'm going to keep and say exactly what I think. But actually, it's important to say, think, what does my partner feel? How are my actions affecting them? That is super, super important. And when we forget to do that, well, things get a little rocky. Okay? So do things from a place. Here, I talk about doing things from the heart, being a heart-centered place. So everything that we do for our partner, whether we're single, whether we're dating, or whether we're married, it is so important to do things from a heart-centered place. Okay? Join me each week on Jules, Psychic Love Coach. I will give you insights into the year to come. Welcome to the part of the show where I answer your questions. And the question was, when did you discover your gifts? Well, this is an interesting story because I was about 6 years old the first time I realized something was up with me that wasn't the same as everyone else. I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I remember I was sitting on the bed playing with my stuffed toys. I used this collection of stuffed animals, and I was sitting on the bed playing with them. And all of a sudden I sat up and I looked up, and there was a gentleman standing at the end of my bed. And I wasn't scared. I didn't feel scared at all. I wasn't frightened. And he just smiled at me. And I thought, God, there's a lot of light around this man. He said, hello, my name's Matthew. And I said, well, hello. And he said, tell your mom I'm okay. And I said, okay. And then he said, tell your granny that her ring is in the red box under the bed. And I said, okay, being 5 or 6 years old, you don't know whatever's telling you. I'm busy playing with my toys here. So I sat down, started playing with my toys, and then kind of got a little scared and thought, who was that man? And when I looked up, no one was there. So I yelled, and my mom came running, and she was like, what's wrong? And I said, there was a man in my room. And my poor mother must have died thinking, holy crap, my child is sitting here and there's a man in the room. She was looking everywhere in the room. However, what happened was, I said to her, she said, well, what did he look like? And I described him, and I said, he told me his name was Matthew. And he said to tell you he was okay. And my mom started to get pale. And I said, he also said that Granny's ring is in a red box under the bed. Now, my grandmother had been looking for her anniversary ring for quite some time. After my grandfather had passed, they couldn't find it. And they had been looking for quite some time. So they actually looked under the bed, and sure enough, that's where it was. So my mom told me afterwards, Matthew is your grandfather, but he died when you were 3. So I don't even remember him. I was very young when he passed, and I had no idea who this gentleman was. He seemed familiar, and I was having a conversation with him. But my mom really freaked out and then told me, you shouldn't talk to these people, because my mom was a very religious woman and believed that if you're talking to spirits, you're going to go to hell. So it was quite the interesting way of learning that I had a gift, right? Is that my mom kind of told me that. However, I realized I was different when I was 13. One of my girlfriend's mom was deathly ill, and I did not know that. I just had a sensation in my stomach that something was wrong. And I had kept telling her, you need to go home. You have to go home. So when she went home, sure enough, her mom had a heart attack and was on the kitchen floor. But they were lucky to be able to call the ambulance and get someone there on time. So we have gifts for a reason. So one of the questions I was asked was, do our pets cross over to the other side? Are they there when we get to heaven or to the other side? Absolutely, yes. They're part of our lives, they're part of our family. And, you know, people can say what they want, but animals do have a spirit. They do have feelings. They remember us. They recognize and they greet you on the other side when it is your time to pass over. Now, I had a life or death experience. Years ago, I had a major surgery done, and my heart stopped twice during the surgery because there was internal bleeding. And at that point, technically my heart had stopped, so technically I was dead. And when I passed over to the other side, or when I saw the light, I was there walking up this beautiful lush hill and saw this green hill with beautiful people. But the first thing that came to greet me was my dog that I grew up with when I was a child, this black Cocker Spaniel named Lady. And she was our first dog. And sure enough, she was right there to meet me. So yes, I can confirm that, you know, the Rainbow Bridge is what we call it for when pets cross over to the other side. We call it the Rainbow Bridge. And yes, they do go to heaven. They are well. And, you know, this question even comes up about, well, what about wild animals? Now, do wild animals show up on the other side too, and then like we're in danger? No, really, our pets, the ones that we considered our family members, you know, and this can be our cats, our dogs, our fish, our birds, whatever kind of pet you have, they are there on the other side, okay? We don't usually walk around on the other side and the random live animals like elephants and tigers, you know, following us everywhere. Basically, it's like being surrounded by everything that you love. It's a much higher vibration. So anything that you love, anything that had unconditional love, like a pet, because animals love unconditionally, they are there on the other side to meet and to greet you. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. So know that they do watch over us from the other side. So it's not out of the norm if you're sitting at home one day after your pet has passed and you see something from the corner of your eye, kind of like a movement, and you're sure you saw something. Often it's their spirit checking in on you to make sure that you're okay, because they have unconditional love for us. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will be here each week to answer your questions. Don't forget to answer your questions. Send me your question to julesrafter@gmail.com. Have a great day.